I'm going to now show you how I put the yo-yos together. I want a multicolored crazy quilt kind of thing. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put together a 9 square block of yo-yos like that, and I'll just keep adding on to that till I have the right length and or width. And what I'm going to do is I'll just pick up a yo-yo from my stash, and as long as it's not in the 9 block area that I'm working in, as long as that color is not repeated in the 9 block area, I'll add it. So I'll just keep adding what isn't in the 9 block area. So I'll start with the first yo-yo. This is the one I'm going to start with. I'm going to knot my thread quickly, and the fastest way to do it, again, I'm using a single strand of, this one is upholstery thread, nylon, super strong. You take this thread end and point it towards your needle, and you grab them both and you wrap it around 3 or 4 times. Then you grasp it with your fingernail and pull it down the needle, and you have a lovely knot at the end of your needle. It's a longer string than I usually want, so I'll take that off. And what I'm going to do is, this is the front side of the yo-yo. I'm going to go in the hole and go towards one corner of the yo-yo. Sorry, I'll go on the left side so it's on the right when I turn it around. And I'm going to pull it through. The knot is on the inside. And so there I'm looking at the back side of the yo-yo now. I'm going to put the next yo-yo up against this one so that the 2 right sides are together and that the corners are matched up. And I'm going to take a few small stitches. This is the back side, so you're not going to see these stitches. I'm just going to take some tiny stitches. I'll see how many this is when I've done the yo-yo. About a little over halfway across. I'm going to go all the way to the end till within a half a centimeter of the corner, I would say, or like a 1/4 of an inch-ish. Okay, so I'm not going right to the corner. If I open it up and look, I'm not going right to the corner because it gives it a little hole in the middle, which is kind of nice. And then I'm actually going to knot this off. I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to go through close to the same hole and leave a loop in my thread. And when I get close to the end, just put the needle through the loop and tug. And then I'm going to do it again. Go through that last stitch that I did. Pull it through till there's a little loop. Go through that loop with the needle, pull and tug. And that knots it at that corner. So then, if I turn it around the other side, you see the 2 yo-yos are joined. So I'm going to join a yo-yo to one of these. So I'm going to go back in where I just went, and I'm going to go in between the 2 layers of my yo-yo and come up in the right-hand corner of one of the yo-yos. There. And I'll take another yo-yo. Again, I'll put them front sides together so that corners are facing each other, like that. On the first stitch I take, I'm going to do one of those knots that I just did to end the last yo-yo. So I'll pull the string through, leave a loop, tug, put it through the same hole, leave a loop, put the needle through the loop, and tug. So these 2 are together. So I'm going to sew along this length of these 2 yo-yos until I almost hit the corner. So there, I've come to the last stitch. I'm going to knot it off by, whoops. The nice thing about this heavy duty thread is it's very easy to thread the needle. I'm going to pull it through to loop it, put the needle through the loop, tug, and do it one more time through the same hole, make a loop, needle through the loop, and tug, and I've knotted that off. So now I have 3 yo-yos together, and I'm just going to keep going along. I'm going to go up to a right side, a right corner of the closest right corner that I can hit, so that I can just keep using the same thread. I don't want to undo this thread and re-knot it and stuff. I'm just going to keep going in a line. So I'm going to go in where I just went and come back up so that the back side of the yo-yo that's facing me, I am in the upper right corner. So again, pull it through. And now I am in the upper right corner, backside facing of this yo-yo. I'm going to take any other yo-yo that's not within this 9-block structure, which there's only 3 of them. I'm going to join. You can use other yo-yos to fill in the hole later. I'm going to knot this off. Pull, go through loop, pull, pull, go through loop, and I'm going to sew this along here, and it'll open up, and then you're going to see these 4 will be together. I'm going to sew along here, and then obviously I'm going to come up against this right hand corner because it will be the closest, and I'm just going to add the closest, and I'm just going to keep going until I can, as long as this thread hangs out, and then when it, or lasts out, and when I run out of it, I'll just knot it off and tuck the end inside one of the yo-yos, knot it up and tuck the final end inside so that it's all hidden. But when you look at this side, you see they're all joined together, and look how even there's very little space between the yo-yos. When this yo-yo comes, there's only going to be tiny holes between them, and it's going to be a really solid blanket. I'm going to do a few more and then just kind of show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, I've come to the end of, I've got an X shape or a plus shape here. So I'm finishing off my last knot, and I can go through 2 levels, through 2 yo-yos and start the next one, or I can tie this off and start filling in the corner. So I'm going to tie it off. I did do a double knot. I might do a triple because I am actually finishing off this piece of thread. I mean, there's still plenty of thread, and I've tied together 5 yo-yos. So I'm going to go back through these stitches. I've tied a knot. I'm going to go back through these stitches that I just sewed. I'm on the wrong side again with the wrong side facing, and just pull it through the stitches into the yo-yo, into the middle of the yo-yo. You don't see the join on this side. You don't see any stitching on that side. I'm going to cut it off close to the thread, and it'll disappear inside the yo-yo. And now I'm going to start to fill in these corners here. So again, to make my knot, I take the tail of my thread, take the tail and point it towards the needle. I grab them both, hold it with my thumb on this side, wrap it 3 or 4 times around, hold it with my fingernail, and pull through, and I have a knot at the end. So I'm again with the wrong side facing. I want a yo-yo that doesn't match any of the 5 that I have in my hand. So where I'm going to put this one is going to go right here. There. So I'm going to, because it's going to go here and here, I'm going to come up on the corner of this green yo-yo. So I will go in through this side and come up through that corner, and the knot will be hidden inside the yo-yo. Put these two face together. There. And I will just, I don't need to knot this because it's knotted. And I will just quickly sew this. Okay, I'm at the end of this, joining these two together. So I will again knot them off by taking a stitch, passing the needle through the loop, tug, stitch, through the same, right, very close to the first one, through, tug. So you see where I am here. This one still has, the blue one still has to be joined to this. So I'm going to go in through here, through the green yo-yo, and I'm going to pass the needle in between the two. It's not going to show on this side. It's in between, so that the needle actually goes in between the two layers of fabric of this yo-yo. And I come up in this corner. I'll turn it and do the same thing through this little multicolored yo-yo. I'm going to go in through the corner of this yo-yo, like that, in between the two fabrics, and then do it one more time up to the right corner of this one so I can join it to the blue. So I'm going to come in the right corner of this one. I'm going to fold them together like that, just like that, and take a stitch, pass it through, and then do this 2 times so that I don't pull. It makes a knot here, and that stays stable, and I fold it together, and I'm going to simply sew this. Okay, so I'm at the end of sewing this. I'm going to take a stitch, put the needle through the loop and tug, and do it again right on top of that one I just did. Needle through the loop and tug, and so it's knotted off here. And so now I have 6 yo-yos joined together. You see what they look like on this side? How pretty they look. And I can keep joining the same way. I can continue off of this one and just start making it longer and keep joining around, you know, and it will come into this and go around. Or I can tie it off here and join in these squares if I want, or join in these holes that exist, join a square in each one of those. I'll probably just keep going around so that I don't have to tie off the thread. There, so if you have any questions, you can just drop something in the comment box and I'll be happy to get back to you. Hope this shows up okay.